Hey guys, you're listening to EPW's The Countout, and I am your host, LBJ. Sometimes the L is silent. What is best now? I made the throw shit at the moment. Doing this server of fire with you. You will miss your vet. Sam, I know.
We're here.
Yeah. As I was saying, The Countout is a weekly edition podcast that will give you wrestling news and moments. We do the 10 count news, which is the top 10 articles of the week. I give you, in my opinion, the 5 wrestlers of the week, and I'll give you 3 predictions to end out the show. So come along with me, and hopefully we don't have any other interruptions like that, and let's get into things.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands.
What should be on the radar clearly as the number 1 story of the week, Bray Wyatt has made his WWE return, returning at Extreme Rules 2022 this past Saturday. If you have not yet seen the return, I advise you to either go on to Peacock and check it out. Check it out on YouTube. It is divided into 2 separate videos, but it was pretty awesome. There's a lot of little homages to Brody Lee. There's a lot of stuff about Bray's older characters. It's kind of like this weird blend of old but with some new stuff. It's really interesting. I'm really excited about it, as so are a lot of people, and I'm excited to see where this goes.
Oh my God! You can't be serious. What the hell is happening?
Good evening, Brooklyn. And good evening, Bobby Lashley.
Oh, no! He's gonna outfly Lashley!
On Monday Night Raw, Brock Lesnar returned and attacked Bobby Lashley with 2 F5s and a hard-looking German suplex that dazed Bobby Lashley, potentially injured Bobby Lashley, and it allowed for Seth Rollins to come out and take the U.S. title from Bobby Lashley, setting up Bobby Lashley, calling out Brock Lesnar to fight next week. But I think this match is going to probably happen at the upcoming Crown Jewel pay-per-view.
Oh, stop! Good night, Bobby Lashley. Goodbye, United States Championship. But Rollins is taking his time, Graves. The conductor of his own symphony. United States champion. Here is your winner, and the new United States champion, Seth freaking Rollins. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is the brand new United States champion.
As mentioned in story number 2, Seth Rollins is now the new United States champion after defeating Bobby Lashley this Monday on Raw.
Can he cover him? Can he top him? Get him on his back, Orange. Do something. You got him now. Wow, what a match. What a struggle. What a night. Boom! Punch again. He's knocked out. He's knocked him out.
Orange Cassidy is the new AEW All-Atlantic Champion after defeating Pac in the main event of this week's AEW Dynamite.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada! I am Renee Paquette. And welcome to AEW Dynamite.
Renee Paquette is all elite, as announced by Tony Khan 1 hour before Dynamite started this past Wednesday. Renee is being brought in to be a backstage interviewer, and I believe I saw the term announcer there. I don't know, but next week she has a sit-down interview, and she's had two interview segments on this week's Dynamite. I'm very interested to see what else she does. Renee is a very valuable asset and a great personality and has a great TV presence, and I can't wait to see what she does in AEW. Is Adam Cole's future in doubt? According to Dave Meltzer, he had talked about Adam Cole's injury and said that it was a concussion and that it was really, really bad, that he was still being under evaluation, and that potentially it could be a very long time. He did seem kind of up in the air on it, but it is worth noting that normally these kinds of things aren't discussed without some kind of smoke to the fire. If this is the case, I wish Adam Cole all the best, and I do hope that he is able to return. We have not seen Adam Cole wrestle since Forbidden Door. He showed up afterwards to cut a promo on the Young Bucks, where he, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish turned on them, but that is the latest that we have seen. So, other than Adam Cole streaming on Twitch, that might be the best place to find him for a while until he's cleared and able to come back. But hopefully he does not come back until he is absolutely 100% better and able to do so.
Everything that I ever needed was standing right in front of me. With my back against the wall, I've been alone for far too long. And there comes a time in a man's life when he needs friends. Hell, in my case, I need family. So for the first time that we met in Japan to now in WWE, am I not my brother's keeper?
What? What a moment!
AJ, I'm so proud of you. I know, and I knew that you would finally come around.
What a moment.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh no! Gallows, Anderson, the originals, the OC is in Brooklyn. AJ Styles has brought reinforcement.
On this week's Monday Night Raw, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, the Good Brothers, returned to Monday Night Raw to join AJ Styles as the OC, and they took down Judgment Day and ran them off, clearly showing that there is a new feud on the horizon for the Judgment Day. What's interesting to note here at this time is that the Good Brothers are actually under a New Japan contract, and Carl Anderson is the never openweight champion. The reports are that they are actually planning and intending to work all the rest of the days on their contract, which would be, I believe, the first time New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE have worked together maybe not with talent exchange, but contractually worked together since the WWF existed. So that's pretty big news, especially given that WWE has Triple H in charge now. So very interesting, very cool. Hopefully it all works out well between them, and maybe we can see more stuff like this in the future, because I think that's a good thing, to be able to work well with other companies, especially when it comes to certain things with talent. I'm not always saying to let talent exchange happen, but sometimes a little overlap isn't a bad thing. So it'll be very interesting to see where things go. But yeah, the OC back on Monday Night Raw. Just a quick one in here for news number 8. The Rock acknowledged himself as head of the table this week. He was doing what they call press tours. Basically, a lot of different companies come in, articles, news articles, websites, magazines, all that kind of stuff. And they do interview questions for big movies, and they were doing it for Black Adam. They were talking with The Rock, and previously they were asking questions about Roman Reigns and about wrestling and all that kind of stuff. But one interviewer asked the question, "Who is the head of the table?" And The Rock's response was, "You're looking at him. You're staring in his eyes right now." That's it. It's a small detail, but we're getting slowly more and more on The Rock's side that we may get The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania or very soon. Vincent, former ROH talent and was just recently on Impact Wrestling as a talent, was backstage at Monday Night Raw this week. This is a very interesting situation when you have a cult leader like Bray be returning, and that was kind of Vincent's character when he really got into the thick of things in ROH. So there's no dots connecting them yet, other than similar vibes and kind of gimmick. But maybe cool to see if that develops and he ends up working with Bray, or if he ends up at Raw in general. But worth noting that Honor No More finished up in Impact this past week at the tapings, and Vincent was already backstage at Raw this week.
Are you ready? No, Brooklyn! I said, are you ready? Then, for the thousands in attendance, for the millions watching at home, and for 25 years, we would like to say thank you, and we love you all. Hold on, I gotta catch my breath first. Whew. All right.
I wish you'd have given me that opportunity.
Let's get ready to suck it!
And wrapping up this week's news, D-Generation X main evented Monday Night Raw, just closing out the show, but celebrating 25 years together as a unit. There was a moment where they had Road Dogg do the New Age Outlaws bit, and he even held the mic out for the crowd to, call out the Billy Gunn part, since he's in AEW. They even made a reference to him working with office equipment. Actually, more of a classy move for WWE to do things like that than some of the lowbrow stuff that they have done in the past. So yeah, I have no bad words for the DX reunion. They didn't do anything to harm any talent. They, they didn't hurt anybody who's there weekly. Like, what happened at, I think, Raw I can't remember which one. Raw 25th anniversary. That's what it was. Yeah, so it was just a closing segment. Here's the memories. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for always being a fan. Thank you for watching the show. Yeah, pretty good. And that ends this week in news. And we're going to head to the 5 wrestlers of the week.
What the hell is Riddle doing?
You don't think? No.
Get out, you crazy man! Oh, loaded bro! From the top of the pit!
Coming in at number 5 this week on my top 5 wrestlers of the week is Matt Riddle, following successful victories not only on Monday Night Raw against Sami Zayn, but winning in the Fight Pit match against Seth Rollins, and that crazy senton spot that he did where he may have slipped as he was making it, but still he landed the senton, but man, you had to feel for Seth's ribs there. Number 4 this week, as mentioned in our news stories, is Orange Cassidy, who is now the new All-Atlantic champion, beating Pac on the main event of this week's AEW Dynamite. Number 3 this week is Sheamus, with an impressive showing against Gunther on SmackDown this past Friday before Extreme Rules, and then the Donnybrook match was phenomenal. Sheamus has been putting in amazing work, and I'm really excited, and hopefully we will see him by the end of all of this get the IC title, complete the trophy case, complete the goal of getting all the belts in WWE. And yeah, Sheamus, it's hard to believe that a few years ago people were talking as though he was close to retirement and that he was not in good health physically, and then see the work that he's been putting in over the last 2 years. Number 2 this week is Seth Rollins, after winning the United States title from Bobby Lashley on Monday Night Raw. This is Seth's second time with the belt. I believe this is his second time becoming a Grand Slam champion. So big moment for him, and I'm very interested to see how this story plays out. And of course, number 1 this week, despite not wrestling, there is no denying that Bray Wyatt is reserving the top spot. No one was talking about anything more than Bray Wyatt this week. The return, all the QR codes, the White Rabbit teasers, the new mask, all of it has been absolutely incredible. And I'm very, very interested in to see where the character goes, to see what maybe the Wyatt 6 is, how this dynamic all plays out. There's so many layers of intrigue and interest from a fan perspective of like just wrestling, to a character perspective, to like a study of like how the dynamic works, and just Bray is such an interesting character, and he definitely gets the top 1 spot of this week. Alright guys, before we head out, I'm going to give you 3 predictions, but before I do so, please make sure to give this podcast a rating, a like, a comment, a review. If not on the podcast, do it for Everything Pro Wrestling. The Facebook page, on the YouTube videos that Conrad has been putting out each week. He does the Battle of the Podcasts on Mondays. He's done the AEW Dynamite reviews on Wednesdays. It's a lot of great content, good stuff all around. Appreciate the support, and I hope that everyone listening to this continues to support EPW, and if you have opinions on this show, any of the shows, please let us know. We are definitely glad to hear them, and love talking wrestling and talking to people about current events. So yeah, now let's get into 3 predictions. Make them short, kind of sweet. I think that number 1, Ethan Page is the guy that will dethrone Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic Championship. I know Orange Cassidy just won, but they've already thrown in the layers that that's the belt Ethan Page is going for. Definitely think he's going to deserve to win it. I don't know if it's going to be soon. I just think that Ethan Page will be the one to defeat him for it. Saraya, I think she's only going to work one match for the between now and the end of the year. I think she's going to have one match in 2022. Everything else that she may do in ring will be in 2023. She is just going to be an on-screen presence except for one match. And number 3, I think Sheamus is going to win that Intercontinental title, but I think he's going to do it before Survivor Series. We have 6 weeks, I believe, until the next event. 4 weeks until Crown Jewel, but then we have Survivor Series. I don't know if Sheamus is going to win it at Crown Jewel, but I think between now and Survivor Series, if you're building for anything outside of Crown Jewel and not for the War Games match, I think Sheamus winning the IC belt fits in there really nicely, and I think he will do it. It'll probably be an episode of SmackDown, but I think Sheamus will get it and finally complete his case and get all of the belts. So yeah, but that's it for this week's count out. I will catch you guys next week. I hope you all have a good weekend, a good follow-up week, and yeah, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit now, but I just really hope everyone's doing well and stays doing well, and I'll catch you on next Friday. Thank you. See ya.
What's going on, EPW Nation? It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner, and Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking system. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.